Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of The Low Budgets. Now I probably don't need to tell you, but for anybody that's been watching these as they've been uploaded, this episode took a very long time to get to you. In fact, I think it's been about maybe 2 years since the last episode, and I felt like because of that I wanted to give a couple of, not really explanations, but maybe just an insight to what's been going on in the background. Now, first and foremost, there are 3 episodes left of Season 5 of The Low Budgets. For all of you and your patience, thank you so much for hanging in there. A lot of patience required for this one. What's been going on? Why have there not been, uploads coming out for The Low Budgets? First and foremost, it's just The Low Budgets has always been a series for me that I've been able to upload in regards to, hey, I got an opening of time, I've got some, I don't have any projects going on, I'm going to get to uploading this stuff. Well, over the years, I've become more and more busy, so this has constantly been the one that gets put on the back burner. Well, I felt bad about that because it keeps constantly getting be put on the back burner, and I thought about why is this the case? What has it been that has kind of kept me from getting back on the train of editing The Low Budgets? Now, unfortunately, there was one big, life event that did take place between the previous episodes to now, and that's that we lost a very dear friend of ours, and one that we saw many times on The Low Budgets. His name, Mike Atkinson, and he was the goofball that always was around the track helping us out. You saw him in many episodes, recent episodes of Low Budgets, but he passed away, and he passed away in February of 2021, and you can see where there's been a gap kind of around that time to now, and I didn't really place on it, but I realized I feel like subconsciously I've also just not really gotten back to the series. We both miss Mike. I tell you, his memory is on or lives on here at Irwindale Speedway where we're filming this from, and Mike was always there for us. He was always willing to help. And certainly someone that we're always going to miss on The Low Budgets.
Yep. Hopefully he's upstairs raising hell like he said in the videos of the past. But Mike Atkinson was a very integral part. He'd be the guy to let us in and the guy to get us out of here. So how important was he? Extremely important. But he all around was such a great friend and a mentor to all of us here. And so many Mike-isms will live on. And we're so happy to have been a little part of his life.
Yeah. And talking about so many hours of us working on these cars, footage that got cut out because it was just Tommy and I talking to Mike. Yeah. Hours and hours. You'd hear that golf cart rolling up. You can hear it from a mile away, and he would roll up, and we would get stuck talking so many stories with Mike, and certainly times that we were missed. Now, that happened close to 2 years now from the upload that you're getting right now. So it's just been a long time that I finally kind of sat back and went, okay, I need to get this done. I owe it to all of you that have stuck with the series. And we do have, beyond Season 5, there were uploads or I should say recordings that we've made.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing I want to touch on before we get into this episode is where certain things are at. Now, these episodes that you watch, when we do our wrap-ups and everything, those are filmed very close, if not on the same day, of the events themselves. Which means some of the stuff we're referring to in these episodes, I'm going to keep them in there, but we're referring to like the status of the track, talking about how we just found out that the track saved. Understand, and it hurts to say this, these recordings were about 5 years ago. So a lot of this stuff happened a long time ago. But there's still a lot for you guys to see what's to come. Some of the stuff that I've edited recently, I'm just laughing so hard. I'm going, I cannot wait to share this with all of you. But I want to make that clear, that these uploads, if we're talking about, oh yeah, we don't know how Irwindale Speedway is doing, we're still standing here 5 years later at Irwindale Speedway. So just so you guys know, things went pretty okay. New management and whatnot.
And I was going to touch on that. While these videos, much like your entire channel, they're all time capsules.
Right.
And we're just giving you a slight update on what the time capsule in the future and current to your upload viewing experience are.
That's right. So I wanted to at least let you guys know that that's why I didn't edit anything out in regards to talking about the status, but that's where they are. These events that you're watching right now were filmed at the beginning of 2018, which again, I won't want to typically be like, hey, yeah, this is how old this stuff is, but that's just a reality of how long it's been since some of these uploads go. Now, it doesn't mean that you guys are missing out on any of the excitement of finding out how these events go, because we purposely don't really try and talk about that so you guys can find out here for the channel. So that's an update. I just wanted to let everybody know in regards to that. Now, we also talked about how Season 6. Now, here's the other update, and this is a fairly big one. Season 6 may be the last official season of the low budgets, and I don't know how big that's going to be. And it's because, as we know now, in the future, we did a couple events in that 2018 season. Mm-hmm. And at some point, I'm going to have to see if I can find that footage. I'm sure I can, but it's all over the place right now. After that, though, this became our home.
Yeah,
Tommy
this is our office.
Yeah, we became the main announcers here at Irwindale Speedway, and that took away a lot of our ability of getting out onto the racetrack and doing that. But we essentially were able to give our services in another way. Now, we've been talking about this headed into this year, and yes, this year, when I'm uploading this video, it'd be nice to get a car going again at some point. So you never know. If we ever get anything going again, that's certainly going to be more to follow. I know that we've always had a blast doing this stuff, and that's why I felt like we owed it to you, the audience, just to let you know, this is the update. This is where everything's at. When we're done here, you're going to get the typical intro. You're going to get us years ago talking about the event that's coming, and then you get to see exactly how that turns out. As I mentioned, there's 3 episodes left of Season 5 of Low Budgets. This one, there's going to be the next one to wrap up the season, and then the Ultimate Crash compilation that I put together. I just can't say it enough. Thank you so much for sticking with this channel. We hope you guys have had fun watching the Low Budgets, and we certainly look forward to providing more goofiness as the years progress in whatever capacity that we can. So, you ready to see how this one ends?
I'm curious as all get out.
You probably don't remember.
I don't. That's why I'm watching.
So, Season 5 of the Low Budgets, it continues now. Thank you for sticking with us. And here you have it, the final night of destruction of Season 5. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Night of Destruction number... What is this at this point? What are we at?
I've lost count, but I think this is number 8.
It is the last Night of Destruction of Season 5 of the Low Budgets. And Tommy, not the last Night of Destruction for Team Low Budget. As we know now, as we've discussed a little bit, the track is here to stay. And we just found out this information basically in between the announcement that we were going to run this Night of Destruction and now.
Yeah, a bit of a change of events there. You know, Jeffrey, you and I going into this event, we didn't know if this was going to be the last one ever. Yeah. In fact, we're almost mentally preparing for it, being like, man, you know, it's going to be a shame. We're going to miss all these cars. We're going to miss all these episodes that, you know, looking back, it's just going to be like a history for us, you know, something that we enjoyed doing, but not anymore. And then we got the phone call. The announcement came that there's going to be a new management taking over the Speedway. So we're going to continue Night of Destructions. In fact, they have an early schedule out that looks like we're going to be just about the same, like 7 events throughout the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to still be competing as much as we can in those night of events, Jeffrey. It's very special to us that we get our Irwindale Speedway back.
Yeah, and we're excited knowing, like you said, we know there's going to be a Season 6 of the Low Budgets. As of how much we're going to get done for that season, who knows? As of this night, we go into this night getting ready for our usual amount of events, but because this event was announced so late, Tommy,
a little thrown in, yeah.
It was thrown in there just about, what, a month and a half before?
Yeah, we didn't on it. Like, we had the end of the year race in November, and then I was like, okay, well, you know, we might have a banquet or something. I mean, you and I were just kind of hearing that if we can, we will do a night of destruction.
It was December that we had that.
That's right. Yeah. I got my dates mixed up. But anyways, yeah, from December and then just shortly after. In fact, I think very soon after that event, they're like, surprise, Night of Destruction. We're like, surprise.
Yeah. Because of the lateness of this announcement, Tommy, you and I had already set up a schedule that we were going to be covering other events throughout those weekends. So we knew we didn't have a lot of prep coming up to this, which is why we literally showed up for an hour and a half last night to get things ready and then left. And we said, we'll see how it goes, but we're not too concerned because we knew this wasn't the last Night of Destruction. It had a little bit less of that oomph to it. So we're like, well, we'll see what we could get done.
And to add to that, when we did check everything over, all the cars pulled off the track running. Like your skid plate car, my Enduro car that I eventually raced in the skid plate race, everything that ran was running. So
except for one thing, and we'll get in that in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But, for the most part, and when we overlooked everything looks okay. So I think that hour and a half normal, past episodes of the low budgets, we'd been there till 6, 7 a.m. and, things were looking thin at that point.
Right.
So, yeah, Jeffrey, I'm feeling confident going into this one. I feel like, we shouldn't have any major surprises.
Right. And that's how we felt and are feeling up until we left the track.
Yeah.
You woke up the next morning, and when we found our battery jump box, it was still attached to my trailer car because I forgot to attach it from my trailer car after the last event.
And it was fine. That's not the issue, except for
leaving it attached during the event wasn't the issue.
Yeah.
Maybe leaving it attached, 2 months after the event was.
I went home to plug that battery in to charge it, knowing that it's completely, stone cold dead. There's not an ounce of battery left in it because it's been powering probably your headlights after that trailer race during that month.
Yeah.
And I go to charge it. I see it's lit up. It's charging. I wake up that morning. I check to see how much it charged, expecting a full charge. It didn't charge anything. That thing was just dead. It was gone. And that thing was no more. So we had to go out and get a jump box.
Yep. And they tell you, fully charge it before you use it. We didn't have time to fully charge it. So we were like, oops. So, I was like, oops.
So we're going to charge it going into this Enduro race. We're going to charge it as much as we can. We literally have that on the charger right now, and we're going to hope to get it ready.
Yeah. Now, the problem is, with all these issues lining up, we knew we were going to have a problem with batteries because most of our batteries are not good. Most of them need that jump. Because the box isn't going to be here, that's why this event that you're watching right now is the skid plate race. And that is because, Tommy, we tried to get the Enduro cars ready, but at some point during the day, we decided it's not going to happen.
It was 5 laps into that Enduro race that we knew that it was not going to happen.
Well, it's because we were, one issue was a key that you needed for your car.
I know.
One issue was batteries that we didn't have. So we decided, okay, and we've done it before in the past where we've said we're going to cut this event to help us prepare for the rest of the
Cut our losses, yeah. So just the moral of the story, if it's low-budget TV, it might look good, but often not. There's always something that comes up. Yeah, Jeffrey, literally, before the skid plate race, during the Enduro race, I was still looking for ways to get my car started. We luckily found the key.
Yes, we did.
And we're good to go for the skid plate race. Now, your Enduro car obviously wasn't able to be run because I stole the key out of that.
Right, you did. You did, and the battery. So that car wasn't ready to go. But here are the highlights of the Enduro. Enjoy, because it's always a wild one.
Ding, 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 ding.
So there's the Enduro, and that's the race that we ended up not making it into, which brings us now to this race, the skid plate race, Tommy.
Yes.
You have a skid plate car. You're excited to be back.
I got my key. I'm good to go.
You're good to
I
go.
started it. I'm good to go.
And I got my car with the worn out skid plates ready to go. Now, we're getting ready to go on this event. And what are your expectations for the skid plate race?
You know, I'm just going to go out there and have some more fun. I'm enjoying this car. I don't know how long it's going to be in my possession, but I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to try to get a good run out of it. You know, I know that we're always going to start in the back, so I'm going to see how far I can get. I feel like I can get to the top 5.
Yeah, and I mean, especially after the last event, I finished second place in the last skid plate race. I'm feeling pretty good about this as well. I know that going into this, I shouldn't have anything to worry about. The car handled great last time. Should handle great this time.
Yep.
So you ready to go skid plate racing?
Let's do it.
We're going skid plate racing starting now on the final night of destruction of Season 5.
Good, Tommy?
Yeah. All right, skid plate racing time. I might be a few laps late. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, green flag! Green flag!
You good?
Yeah, do it.
Is it on?
Yes. Wait, no, it's not. Okay, it's on.
Thank you.
So Jeffrey's somewhere in the pit trying to get out here. We never really heard an announcement to go to staging, but oh well.
Feels like I lost my brakes.
Oh, you're gonna wait for me now. Oh, here comes Jeffrey. Here comes Jeffrey. good boy! You busted up my mirror. I can't see anymore. There's my derby car. Oh, the thing's blowing up. Taking a shortcut. I think Jeffrey wrecked with my derby car.
It's been a hectic day. Oh boy.
Oh, got lucky.
I think I'm gonna get a push off the track right now.
Almost tank slapped that 119 car.
Here we go. This is the weirdest thing. Oh shit. Uh-oh.
in the wall.
Unfortunate. So basically, we didn't really have an option to do the Enduro today because of all the car swapping and battery swapping, which is fine. So we called an audible, said skip it. The skid plate race, they never called the skid plate cars to come to the track. So so Tommy and I didn't even bother like rushing, and all of a sudden, next thing we knew, they have all the cars racing, and we're like, oh crap, we should probably be out there. So we got out here late, and this car, all of a sudden, no issues up until right now, it's having battery issues. I don't get it. Like, this car is just kind of, that was out of nowhere. Oh well. But we do have a Demolition Derby that we're going to do later. I might be in the trail race. But this was, this was an event that came up so last minute that we weren't so worried about getting everything ready for it. We just figured whatever we could get running, we'll get running. And we came close, but like a little issue like this is something I wouldn't have been able to foresee. I think it's just the battery's dead. So, yeah, we didn't notice the battery chargers were around, so that was on me as much as on Tommy, but I definitely will help take the blame because we were both there last night and just didn't notice it, so it's okay though. As long as these fans get a good show, full sold out crowd, and that's what matters. I love it. I am worried because Tommy's car's sitting over here at 17. I don't know what's wrong with it. There's 10 laps to go in this race. But yeah, this just has a dead battery. Nothing to worry about. No, nothing to fret. Probably just gonna leave it here.
Going so fast. Gotta keep that momentum down.
Now the drama here is the 17 car that I'm facing is having a mechanical issue, and Tommy's supposed to drive that on the Demolition Derby. So this might be a sudden moment here for Tommy. At least he's out there goofing off in the skid plate race.
Ep.44?
I think the battery cable popped off because everything went dark, and then when they came to push me, all the lights came on, but the battery's not alive enough.
The battery's what?
The battery's too dead to restart.
Oh.
I'm worried about that though.
Yeah.
That car was smoking, and I don't know if he's okay.
Could be overheating.
Not to mention I didn't have brakes, so that was kind of a poo-poo.
Doesn't look like a top 10 for me. Oh, shit. Oh, shucks.
The skid plate race is done.
What happened to your car?
You know how good I was saying it handled after the last race? Everything went out the window the second I started it up.
Because I pulled onto the track late.
Yeah.
You did too. But, yeah, Jeffrey, I was like, heck yeah. I at least made the tail of the field. When I was pulling onto the track, the field was going green. So I just had to hope that I can catch the back of the field. What do? Spin out as soon as I rolled onto the racetrack.
A very odd scenario for me happened in getting out to the track. I missed the first 3 laps of this race, and it's because I never heard. This is how good I pay attention. Yeah. I never heard them call.
Both of us.
I never heard them call skid plates. I never heard it. And then I heard them all of a sudden, green flag. I hear cars get on the gas. I'm like, what the heck? All right. So that's the whole reason why I got out there late. Also, my battery that I charged up, I started it up earlier, it doesn't want to start. Something's weird happening with the skid plate car. It's like the battery doesn't want to start up. So I'm like, well, that's not good. So something's an issue with the battery in the car, it seems like now. Something's amiss. So I was able to get my car to jump start.
Yeah.
But at that point, I roll out 3 laps late. And you and I, in the short 1 lap or 2 laps I completed in this race, managed to hit each other.
I know, right? Yeah. I caught you in the front straightaway right in front of the crowd, and you'd spun it out, and I was just like, well, there's no way for me to go around it but through them. So
yep, I was sliding down. I was getting it going again, and I was sliding down, and I knew you were on my inside. I'm like, I'll use them.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And so, yeah, we made contact, and then fun enough, I continued my skid plate race, but the scoring stopped pretty early on because
you got DQ'd.
I got disqualified, folks. So what got me disqualified is I don't know if this was mentioned in the drivers meeting or not, but clearly you and I weren't in it.
Nope.
If it was, but they probably said stay on the racing surface, meaning stay above the line or whatever marks the track, stay on it, because here I am trying to make up as much time in as many spots that I can, and I've always known that unless it's said not to go in this area, then you're good, and it's always been that way.
So you went through the infield.
I didn't go through the infield per se. I apparently
sounds like
the
a driver, race car driver.
Yeah, exactly. To my delegation, my deliberation is I cut the corner a little bit too shallow. And so, because what I saw was K-rails lining the infield, like inside of the course, and everybody running the bank track and the 3rd mile track portion. And I'm like, what are these guys doing, wasting their time up there? I was never told that you couldn't just follow the closest inner part of the track, which were tractor tires and K-rail walls. Well, being that I was the only one that did it, I was the odd man out.
But I'm surprised it took you this long to get DQ.
I know, right? I've run third. It's because all the other times I've gotten fast laps.
Yeah.
Were me running the bigger course.
So you driving in reverse had nothing to do with it?
No, they said that I cut the course.
Okay. Well, one really weird thing. So going back to my car, I had an issue in this race. Like I said, only completed a few laps.
Yeah.
I think my battery cable was loose. So when I spun out, stalled it out, and spun out in a weird spot, I couldn't restart it, and it's because of the battery cable. So they tried to push me out of the way. I guess they did a good job, if you wanted to judge. It wasn't pretty.
Was it the cop car?
It was not pretty at all. But they got my car out of there. But when I pulled out, right when I got my car started in the pit area, I realized, guess what was missing again? My brakes.
Oh.
I had half a brake, and I'm like, great. So that's why I looped it in the pits, and then I got it on track. That's why I spun out in a weird spot on the back straightaway. Battery cable was popping off. It wasn't on tight, and that ended up ending my skid plate race. You ended up with a DQ. I think you still beat me, though.
I did, yes.
Yeah, that's
just a little bit.
That's real redeeming for me. But hey, so that was an unfortunate end, but it's also one that I can look back and laugh at and go,
yeah, totally.
Well, what the heck? So my car needs some more battery fluid. Where'd you finish?
For the record, you finished 27th out of 28 cars.
Look at that.
I finished 21st out of 28 cars, and Jeffrey, I was even disqualified. So
that's pretty bad.
The best part is that they let me keep the spot.
Yeah, they DQ'd
so
you, man. That really hurt, didn't it? Losing that 21st finish.
I guess so.
Well, folks, that's a wrap on the last skid plate race. As much of a dud that it was here on the Low Budget Season 5. Next up, we got a Demolition Derby.
Ooh, yeah, and we don't even know what cars we're driving.
Never do. Never do.